Hi, it's Dr. Rabab. I want to talk to you today, not about the person you hurt, not about your spouse, your parents, or your children. I want to talk about you. Maybe people have called you aggressive, maybe they have called or impossible to understand. But what if some of what side is actually a defense mechanism, a defense you learned a long time ago? Sometimes what looks like anger is actually fear. What looks like arrogance can sometimes be shame. What looks like indifference be emotional shutdown, and rejecting to avoid being rejected first. Maybe you were repeatedly criticized, blamed, or misunderstood. Maybe you were accused of things you didn't even do. Maybe nobody really stopped to listen to your side. And slowly you learned, I am bad. So now when your spouse says you may not hear their pain, your nervous system may hear you are being attacked, and suddenly you become defensive. You argue. You blame. You become angry. You stop talking, you block, you walk away, or you end the relationship. Somewhere along the way, you may have learned to experience responsibility as a burden. So when someone holds you accountable, it can feel like they are blaming or attacking you. When someone says, you hurt me, you may hear, you are a bad person. You immediately go into defense mode. You start explaining, arguing, blaming, or attacking back. You stop listening because your mind is busy trying to prove that you are not the problem. And then you may start thinking, everyone is against me. A simple disagreement can feel like betrayal and a boundary, so you begin protecting yourself from people who may actually be trying to connect with you. So before you react, pause and ask yourself, what is happening inside me? What did I interpret? What am I feeling? And what am I actually afraid of? Because sometimes, underneath the anger, there is fear. Sometimes, there is simply a fear of losing someone you love. That is where the deeper healing begins. When you feel triggered, don't immediately explain why the other person is wrong. Pause, breathe, and say, I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I don't want to say something hurtful. Taking a little time to calm yourself is okay, but don't disappear or shut someone out just because the conversation feels difficult. Now, when you come back to the conversation, talk about your feelings instead of attacking the other person. Tell them what you felt and what you need, rather than telling them what kind of person they are. Instead of saying, you are always against me, say, when that happened, I felt misunderstood. Instead of saying, say, when you spoke to me that way, I felt hurt and disrespected. Don't turn your apology into another defense. If you were wrong, simply say, I'm sorry. I understand that I hurt you. Your wife does need a perfect partner. She needs a husband who knows how to repair the conflict instead of hiding. When you lose your temper, go back and say, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. Healthy relationships aren't reloading the connection. You don't always have to win the argument. Sometimes you just need to understand each other. Name what you feel instead of attacking. And when you make a mistake, try to be loving instead of being angry or disconnecting. Your past may explain your defenses, but now you are responsible for what you do with them. You can learn a healthier way to love, communicate, and stay connected. You were hurt, but you don't have to keep hurting people to protect yourself. Healing begins when you choose to break the cycle. I am Dr. Rabab. If you're searching for hope, tools for growth, or just a reminder that you're not alone, you're in the right place. Subscribe and follow my channel.